Redeemer. Oh, glory be the Lord, our Redeemer. Oh yeah, glory be the Lord, our Redeemer. Every day, hey, glory be the Lord, our Redeemer. Glory be the Lord, our Redeemer. We sing glory, glory be the Lord, our Redeemer. Every night, singing glory be the Lord, our Redeemer. Glory be the Lord, our Redeemer. Glory be the Lord, our Redeemer. Teachers should not be treated as slaves. It's wrong. Every teacher is an arrow pointing a child to the future. Every child is an embodiment of raw materials waiting to be harnessed. Passion is a catalyst that makes a teacher a good model. Alright, you're welcome back. Wonderful, wonderful teachers. Men and women of timber and caliber. Builders and molders of the future. The catalyst behind the leaders of tomorrow. They are teachers. You are welcome. How are we faring? I hope the job is moving smoothly. Yeah, more grace. The Lord is your strength. Okay, so for today we have something we want to discuss. Very important. And I think it has been a strong force to reckon with when it comes to the damage it has actually done to our learning system. So all we do here actually is to look at a general view of the learning system, yeah, from a general angle, and then try to possibly put up a solution so as to make our learning system more better off. Okay, that's why we're here. So today we are looking at toxic behavior among students and pupils. Okay, let's begin this way. You can define behavior from a layman's understanding as the sum of the total actions and inactions that a child exhibits, which will affect another directly or indirectly. You know, we are in a social society. We don't live in isolation. So whatever we do will affect A, will affect B in one way. That's behavior. And when you come to a school system, you will tend to meet several kinds of behavior that sometimes will label the school a bad. Of course, when you go to the net today, go to social media, you'll be hearing things. I wouldn't want to be mentioning them here. You really know that will a kind of give a coloration that either the teacher or the teachers, as some want to now categorize everybody together under one umbrella, are bad, or they will say the school owners or the students are bad. That will not be true. You cannot 1 out of 100 and make a general conclusion. That wouldn't be true. Alright, toxic behavior. A child's behavior starts from home. There are some basic things, some basic lifestyle, character that the child is supposed to have learned from the parents. And one of the things that controls a child's behavior is the macro environment the child was raised up, or the child is being raised up, and the micro environment. The micro has to do with the family setup, the kind of parents they have, it matters. It's not about admit them. Admit everybody to the school. Bring them in. No, we can't perform magic. It's about the micro, what actually happens behind the scene. We tend to manifest openly. Do I now say across the scene? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We manifest. So the child's environment has a strong influence on them. So now let's look at it this way. Toxic behavior. The word toxic has to do with poisonous, dangerous, contagious, infectious behavior. There are behaviors that are poisonous. They can poison the entire school. Of course, a school is a system that has functional parts. The functional parts work in harmony, to make learning and teaching possible. You understand? So when a part of the system is being poisoned, the tendency for the remaining parts to be poisoned is possible. So a teacher is actually there, one, to discover these venoms kind of children. You understand? And then put them in their proper placements. We'll look at it. Toxic behavior among our students and pupils. But before we begin to marshal them out, one after the other, before we begin to discuss what actually is toxic behavior, we need to look at, let's look at a few causes of this toxic behavior. And one of them is unquantifiable stubbornness. You heard me clear? Some children can be stubborn. Stubborn beyond measure. Yeah. And you begin to wonder, what is the issue? So sometimes parents will bring the children and say, within 1 week, transform them. This my child has just come to your school and has changed. No, child didn't change. Let's trace it. Sometimes the parents are aware. They keep carrying the children from one school, like a clinic, hospital, from one school to another, from one school to another, from one school to another, looking for remedy, without actually looking at the root cause of this issue. So, stubbornness. There are children who are stubborn to a fault. That's what I mean. If you're a teacher, you have encountered such, my dear, you will not forget such an encounter. It's like a German caterpillar. You can't forget it without a scar. No, you have a scar. One of the reasons why we have students who are stubborn, it's because of what they call parental pampering. I don't know which other grammar to use. You understand what I mean by pampering? From this part of the world, there's something we call over pampering. Not even the over, pampering of kids and children. It has done much harm than good to our society, including the learning system. And sometimes these things are transferable from A to B, from B to B. Before you know, they form a clique. Before you know it's not handling very well, the whole class is possessed. Yeah. Pampering. You see, sometimes the parents are actually guilty of this. They have good reasons. Parents are having reasons why. Sometimes we have encountered them, why their children should be treated like gold and others treated as trash. I'm sorry for parents if you have such mentality, but let's actually, because we are bringing this into public view. These things are actually affecting our learning system, affecting our schools, affecting our society, giving a negative impression that actually either the school is not doing their work, or the teachers are not actually working enough, and so on and so forth. Those nomenclatures. Now, take it for instance. There's this particular man in our school. He has a daughter, just in J1 at that time. And the man, the girl was enrolled in the school, and in our school we have a rule There's a rule, there's a regulation. Of course, there should be regulations. Therefore, those in secondary school, we advocate that they go on no cuts. Okay? Yeah, they go on no cuts. One of our rules there. But this man came and we told the child, sorry, when you go home, tell your dad that you have to go on no cuts in this school. But we allow for primary, for nursery, to actually make a particular style of hair. Okay? The next day the man came to school. So I said, excuse me, I cannot, mark my words, I cannot do that. This my daughter will not. And he was saying it boldly in front of the little girl, giving the little girl morale, giving the little girl strength and boldness to rebel. And he thought maybe perhaps he's helping the girl. If a parent can do this in openly, you can wonder, or you can imagine what happens privately. And so he said, I will not, no, please. I'm sorry, I cannot do this. I can't. Sometimes owners of school want to be sympathetic, want to have a soft spot for such parents. They will change school. They should change school. You ask them and say, please allow them to change. Go to a school and then display your flamboyance. Oh, better still, why not keep the child at home? And you train the child, teach the child maths and English. Train the child, let the child learn from you. Better, yeah, so that nobody will have an issue, an occasion to begin to question whatever the child is carrying. And like a play, the man had to bend the rules. And it's going now, let's not, now they always say, this is our customers. Though they are carrying virus, they are customers. They are carrying bacteria, they are customers. They are carrying fungi, dangerous. No, they are customers. Throw such customers away. They are not. These are dangerous customers. They will spoil your business. They will. Say, leave her. It's only one person. And whatever. And the children are watching. We come to the assembly, we announce it publicly, and they are looking at this their fellow girl, who will not want to hear whatever. And this girl will be bragging before the children, I can't do that. No, uncle cannot, no, I can't. And the children are wondering, where is this kind of boldness coming from? And they want to also try such. They want to also have such morale. I'm serious, this is annoying. And after a while, we kept announcing that some other children they joined. They joined, become 2, becoming 3, 4, 5, and then the narrative was changing. And the school said, okay, what will I do? Let's bend the rules. Please, we want the girls to plait their hair a particular style. Can you see now? A particular style. So the man is now in control. He's the one engineering the activities of the school. A particular style so that we can have uniformity, my dear. That girl said no. Even when every child wants to now obey this one, that is like a palliative. This particular one will not do it. She will want to play her own style differently. And sometimes she will come to school late. The father will just match it with it. Oh, sorry, please, the teachers at the gate. I'm sorry. This is my daughter. It's not like it's my fault. Please don't touch her. Don't allow her to. We're just there to caution them and say, why are you late? Don't be late again, my dear. Come, wake up early in the morning. Get ready for school and whatever. No. And the man will walk with this child across the gate and enter the school compound boldly. The child is looking. Now see a man wearing a monster inside his house. He think he's doing us. Yeah, of course. The behaviour child will affect society tomorrow. That girl, the girl is pretty. I didn't tell you that. Very pretty girl. Very pretty looking young lady. Like play, she finished J1 and then we enter J2. Normally we have a duty roster. Yeah, even in J1, yeah. Where we have the names of all the girls. We teach these girls on how to become homely, domestic, to be domesticated. Teach them how to sweep, how to mop. It's part of the learning. It's not about the book. Learning, one of the first aspect of learning is character. Without character, the book you are gathering is nothing. it won't be useful. You can gather books and then tomorrow you become a dangerous person. So what's the essence of it? You gather character, tomorrow you carry gun. When character you become a deadly being, a deadly leader, personality. What's the essence of it? There's no need. So character first. So we will put a roster and then everybody will want to do. There's one put this so and so person is not actually doing whatever we are asked to do. We get quiet. And we're trying to find a way to say, don't worry, we're going to handle it. The children are very sensitive. You want to handle, you won't handle, and she will still brag. I won't sweep. Now, the dad said, we have to invite the dad. Please excuse me, sir. Please, can you come to school? I want to see you. What's happening? What's about toxic behavior? This man poisoned the entire school. But just one class, it poisoned the entire system. And when I was at school, I said, no, let's look into the matter. We keep forming committee. I don't know what they form committee in your school. Disciplinary committee. Let's form some committee. Well, I don't know how your committee look like, but my own committee type was not functional. Let's look into the matter and then let's see how to balance whatever, bringing the parents and betting them, and so that they will not, when they change school. That's the problem. Every school, there are schools who are willing to collect as much virus as long as there's money. Yes, as long as you have money attached to those viruses, they want to take it. They don't care. The outcome of it tomorrow. What will happen to other kids tomorrow? They don't care. What they want is the money. So even if you push them out, somebody else, let them go there. Let them go there. For the sake of conscience. For conscience sake. You could at least maintain some level of integrity. That's what we're saying. Yeah. So you take this. And so the man came and said, okay, see, we are trying to show, he said, domesticate what? Nah. This is my child. I don't allow her to sweep, even in my house. Ask my wife. And the man said he made a law in the house. Even the wife cannot flog her. You begin to wonder, what kind of, is it love? Excuse me, this kind of love is destructive. Very, very destructive. This kind of person you are hearing like this, you think this is just like somebody in a pen, animal pen, poetry pen, you are just running that way. One day, she will be your doom, or he will be your doom. You will be the one to cry tomorrow. Eh? And of course, the way God will always do it, there's always a payback time. Yeah, there's always a payback time. That's why the father said, no, even the mother cannot. She doesn't wash plates. She doesn't sweep. She doesn't mop. She doesn't wash her uniform. She doesn't do anything. The mother will do all. Why? The father is the one backing her. Or the muzzle is the father. So the thing continued. The thing continued. She will not mop. She won't do anything. One day we even do sporting hours. Where we have our sport activities, some people, students who they play volleyball, we have badminton, then we have volleyball, we have table tennis, we have the football. They are grouped. Just go and then she'll just fold her hands and stand one place. Are you not going to? No, I will not. I won't join them. I won't do anything. Why? She won't answer you. That is the end of her story. She won't answer you again. Wait till it became a problem. That girl became so heady that every teacher became conscious of her. If we were avoiding her, sometimes, we are avoiding her. We say for peace to reign, but that avoidance is dangerous. It's going to harm her. So nobody will flog her. You don't dare not flog her. We not even ask her questions in the class. Just allow her be. Let her be. That's what the father wanted her to be. Toxic. And before you know it, she started having her group. 2, 3, 4, 5 days, the class began to metamorphose into something different. When you make an order, children will flout the order. Boldly flout the order. Who will you beat? And when you begin to make selection in punishments, you begin to make the heart of these students bias over your ability to carry out sound judgments, you know, to be just.